Welcome to the Mormon Medium Podcast, where we'll talk about spirituality, the paranormal, religion, and my journey in becoming a Mormon medium. I'm Nannette and Brad. Thanks for listening. Now let's go have some fun.
Don't be afraid. Close your eyes. There's a moon overhead, but the sun will rise. Blood on our lips, such a poisonous bite. The sound of our hearts go bump, bump, bump in the night.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mormon Medium Podcast. I'm Brad, and I'm here, as usual, with Nannette, the Mormon Medium.
Hey guys, I hope you had a great week.
That's it?
Yeah.
I was waiting for so much more.
I need another cup of coffee, so you just knock it off.
Oh, my gosh. I love you. So today, we thought it'd be interesting to just draw some tarot cards, right? It seems like the perfect time to do tarot.
Yeah, so we each drew from our own decks. Brad has the Murder of Crows, and I have a Witch's Tarot. And we also have a listener question.
Oh,
that we could
you didn't
talk
tell me
about
that.
too. Just a quick question, and it was just, is there religion on the other side? So,
Oh.
yeah.
Do you know, you want to hear my theory on that?
What's your theory, Brad?
Do you know what? I've got an interesting Christ theory too that I'm going to throw out.
Oh.
And I think we need to talk about that. So here's my theory on religion. I think
Okay.
religion is very much man-made to explain the things that they don't understand.
To explain the things that men do not understand.
Yes.
Got it. I think it's about greed, but it's definitely man-made.
There is, you could always say follow the prophet. And when I say that, I'm talking about the money. and-
P-R-O-F-I-T.
Yeah, that'll definitely tell you what is going on with a religion, right? I don't think that God needs a whole bunch of money for the second coming. I'm pretty sure that he's going to be just fine. Oh, shit. Okay. And speaking of the second coming,
Yes.
yeah, do you want to hear my theory on it?
Sure.
Okay.
You're dialed in today, Brad.
Am I dialed in?
Wow.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so here's my thought. Okay.
You're either dialed in or full of shit. I don't know which
It's probably
one.
it's probably a little bit of both, but we're going to jump right in on this with this theory. So what if, New Testament talks about Christ dying and Christ coming back and being resurrected and going through that process, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if, let's think about this, when they refer to the tomb of Christ, it's not actually the tomb. What if they're talking about a mother's womb and Christ died and he's no longer there, but he had impregnated Mary Magdalene. It's Mary Magdalene, right?
Yes.
And she was about to give birth to his son, which is, yeah, he's not here, but he's going to be reborn, and he gets reborn. And so the resurrection isn't so much I'm coming back to life in my physical form.
In my old body, I
my
have
old
a new body.
Yeah, I have a new body, or I'm just passing along my DNA to my children who are coming forth as me in that aspect.
Very interesting. That's really deep, Brad.
Yeah, it hit me the other day, and I was like, hey, what about this? Could this maybe be
Well, and
something?
we do get reincarnated. We do incarnate. It's our choice. It's our agency, to come back and learn more, because this earth is a school for our spirit. So, it's plausible. It could happen.
Yeah, I just thought, what if that's really what it means? It's not so much literal, it's like most scripture is not literal, right? It's not a literal history 99% of the time. There are some historical accuracies in there, but it's not a history. And anyone who is listening and they're really on board with that, it's okay if that's your history. I'm fine with that. But I personally don't believe that that is an accurate historical document. I think it's a bunch of stories that might have some accuracy in them, but most stories The best stories always have some accuracy, right? And
Well,
truth.
and you always point out too that the best stories, most stories that are told by the victors, right? So they're not told by the other.
What I say is history is written by the victors.
Exactly.
You get one side.
Yeah. But like the scriptures are written by man and they're different perspectives, but they've also been changed over time by man. So there's a lot of things that could have been lost, I guess. I'm
Well,
sure.
you know what? If you just added a woman in that process, it'd make all the difference in the world.
It would actually be accurate, right?
Well, yeah, because we all know women never forget. Do you remember 3 years ago when you said this to me? Well, fuck you.
21 approved. That's so funny.
See, it would be completely accurate.
Probably. So our listener question was, is there religion on the other side? So there's a lot of near-death experiences that come across, and they talk about seeing Christ or, seeing the light or feeling nothing. Why do we have different people have different near-death experiences? And here's the thing. Remember, this is our school, and we each have our own different belief systems. So when we cross over, the other side wants us to feel surrounded in love and have it not be like shocking. So our belief systems, whether they be religious or not, are what we're going to take over there with us. And that's what we're going to see when we first get there. Okay. So that we kind of ease in to all of the stuff that we're going to be learning. And could you continue learning on the other side? But there is no religion on the other side. And Christ is a higher consciousness. He was an ascended master here to teach us how to be like him. He said, come follow me. So remember,
Wait a minute. He didn't say, come worship me?
No. Nope, he didn't. He just said, come follow me. And so many people were so afraid of him, they had to kill him for it, which is, yeah, I have all kinds of emotions about that. But no religion on the other side. So we're all souls. We're all the same. We all come from the same place. We're all going to the same place. And as we cross over, they make it just, we're greeted by our loved ones. We're greeted by familiar things. So it's not a scary thing, because for us, death is an unknown, scary thing, right? But once we're there, we start to be taught, and remember, all of the real truth of what there is and what everything means. So religion is man-made, and we are spirits. So we need to learn all about our spirits and remember, as we're learning that in our school here on earth, that's where our truth is. That's where our power lies. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. And you're right. There's a lot of power in that spirituality, right?
All the power is there. The truth is there. Spirit's never going to lie to you, which is so cool, because you could be going along your day and be like, oh, I'm worried about this one thing. And you could just ask out loud, tell me about this, guys. What am I supposed to do with this? And they'll literally tell you, like literally, you have a complete team. So you guys get to know who your team is, your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors, find out who they are and become familiar so that you can have board meetings with them. You can talk to them directly and be like, hey, what I got to do about this? What I got to do about that? But the thing is you always have to ask for their help. Their hands are tied if you don't ask. So pro tip, always ask.
It's a good pro tip.
Yeah. So let's do our readings.
All right. So Nan and I both drew some cards like she was talking about, and we're going to share with you what we drew, and we will share some photos of the actual cards on the Mormon Medium podcast Facebook page and on our personal pages.
Yes. So my readings, my cards are from the Witch's Tarot. I love this deck. The pictures are just beautiful. And my question to my intuition and the cards, because this is a tool to strengthen your intuition. It's just a game, guys. But it's really good to strengthen that muscle, right? So my question was, what do our listeners need to hear that might be struggling with things that are going on around in the world? And how can we help lift each other up? What do they need to hear to be able to do that? So my very first card is the Five of Pentacles. It's a picture of this barren icy cold wasteland with a dead tree and 5 pentacles hanging from the tree. This represents famine. It represents, loss of finances, worry, all the things that we kind of do in our daily lives if we're not present and creating in our life, because remember, we're the creators of our life. So a lot of us are worried about finances. There's a lot of things that are so expensive right now.
Like everything.
Yeah.
Interest
Gas,
rates on homes
food,
is already
cars.
8%.
Yeah. It's ridiculous expensive. And a lot of people are really struggling. So my heart just says, you guys see each other and help each other. If you see people that are struggling, ask how you can help. We need to help each other and unite in love and raise that vibration out of fear and out of lack.
And sometimes it's not even an ask how you help. It's just, hey, just
do it.
Help.
Just do it. Yeah. Yeah. If you're in touch with your team, you're in touch with your spirit, it'll tell you who needs the help and how you can do it. Whether you're supposed to give them money or whether you're supposed to, buy their meal or whatever it is, listen, because it'll fill your own cup too, as you fill theirs too. It raises the vibration of everyone around. And it's just so beautiful. My second card is the 7 of Pentacles. Funny, we get all pentacles, both of them in my deck. But this has got a picture of a green grass, a guy with a stick. It looks like he's holding a hoe. And
a hoe?
I knew you'd do that.
He's
I
holding
didn't
a
even
hoe.
want to say that. I didn't even want to say that because I knew you'd do a hoe, baby.
Oh, yeah. He's also wearing a giant purple hat with a very large feather in it.
He is not.
High-heeled shoes, tight bell-bottom jeans, and a vest.
Like I said, you're full of shit.
He's a pimp holding his hoe.
Oh my gosh. I knew as soon as I said that, you were going to do that.
Sorry. I'll let you
You
get
were
back.
not sorry.
I'll let you get back to your seriousness.
I'm not serious at all. I can't even think straight right now. Anyways,
Surely
very
you're not
sunny
serious.
day. There's greenery around him, and all 7 of the pentacles are on a green bush that's sitting there. And I knew I shouldn't say that word either. Just knock it off. You just
Which word are you talking about?
Your head flipped as soon as I said bush.
Actually, it was green bush because that is unhealthy. Unless you're Captain James T. Kirk, and then it's exciting.
What?
Because Captain Kirk slept with all kinds of aliens, and some of them, I'm sure, had green bush. And it wasn't unhealthy. But if you run into that on Earth, there's a problem.
Brad! And he's 14 again. Oh my gosh.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Yes,
but
you were. I saw the head flip. If there was a sound that went with the head flip, it would be...
You just called me out. And if you call me out on it, I'm going to tell you.
It's because I'm afraid to even say certain words in your presence.
I would have kept it to myself had you not said anything.
You so wouldn't. You're so naughty. Anyways, 7 of Pentacles. It's in the Witch's Tarot is you reaping what you sow. So guys, stop it, Brad. Oh my gosh, his eyebrows raised and he's looking at me with these big eyes. Just stop. I can't even talk to you. Stop.
I'm not doing a thing. I'm smiling at you.
Innocent and 14.
I'm.
So remember, raise your vibration. You're going to reap what you sow. And that thing called karma is going to come back and bite your butt if you're not having that high vibration and helping heal things. Surround yourself in love and come from your spirit inside out. Don't be reactive to the things that are happening around us because, guys, the world is in turmoil right now. And the only way we're going to heal this is by individually raising our vibration to that of gratitude and love and abundance. And did you hear that? Abundance, because that first card was lack of finances and all the things.
Well, and it also
go together.
indicates that if that is where you're dwelling, that's where you will always dwell, and you have to change in order to get away from that lack.
Exactly. Remember, we're the creators. So if you don't want to have the lack, raise your vibration, start to change things, and you can create what you want. Things will happen. The universe makes things happen.
Absolutely, it will.
Brad, what's yours say?
So Mine are a little darker.
His cards are really dark, but they're really beautiful, and they're always spot on.
So the first one I drew is Justice. And the card of Justice, these particular cards are all black and white. This one has Veritas on it because, that's the symbol of justice. She's got a sword. She's got scales. This one also has a crow on her shoulder. But the idea of it is that as you travel through life, there's going to be illusions and shadows all around. Your vision or your perception is going to be changed. It's going to be muddled. It's not always going to be what is true. But if you listen, you will hear that voice of truth. You'll hear it in your mind just as clear as crystal.
Spirit, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, it's same.
There's black, there's white, there's right, there's wrong, and you can discern the difference. You know the difference. The scales will click into balance. She'll place her sword in your hands, and she trusts that you'll take the right action, right? Spirit knows that you understand what the right thing to do is. But really the key words with this one are balance, action, and to sever ties that no longer serve you. Perceive each situation based on the totality of the situation and the circumstances, and act decisively. Act. Because there's no change without action.
That's true.
You don't have any little side banter that you want to add in on that?
I'm not 14
You're not
today.
going to tease me about anything?
I think I already teased you sufficiently, but I'm not 14.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so this next card I drew is the Devils. Now, in a lot of traditional tarot decks, you'll see the tarot, like the Rider-Waite deck. The Devil is a prominent card, but it's a little different in this one. This is the Devils, and it's really more about the things that blind you.
Which that last card just talked about.
Right, which was very similar, right?
Yeah.
The things that blind you. So I'm going to read some of what the card actually says. And this card is interesting. It's got the big crow demon Malthus in the background with two people chained up in front of him. And it says, the world is only what you can feel, what you can touch and taste. You hear only what the shadow whispers to you. There is much pleasure to be found here where the senses dominate. But the shadow uses your pleasure and relief to forge golden chains that imprison your free will. The longer you listen, the harder it is to block the sounds. The harder it will be to regain your own mind. Addiction, domination, valuing flesh and material world above all else, seeking pleasure, giving in to the shadow. Addictions. And I pulled this card, and the first thing that came to my mind when you think of chains binding you was literally social media.
Social media.
How many hours?
The news, the negativity, all the things.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
that. But I mean, I think of TikTok. How many hours a day do people sit and scroll through TikTok videos? And how are they enriched by that? Is that an addiction? Or people who are alcoholics or drug addicts or have these addictions to escape their current reality? How hard is that? Because the more you immerse yourself in it, the harder it is to see the truth around it and leave.
You know, it's interesting that you talked about the addictions and escaping your reality. I think a lot of people do that and don't realize that that's what they're doing, whether it's through social media, whether it's through drugs, or whether it's through alcohol, whatever it is, they're looking for that pleasure, right? Or that escape. They want to do anything but have to face themselves. I have a client that is doing lots of shadow work, a lot of work, and I'm super, super proud of this person. And she actually made the statement that doing her shadow work has been the hardest work that she's ever had to do, because she's actually had to look at the things that she's ashamed of, the things that have damaged her or made her believe the bad things about her.
Wow.
And she's had to understand them. And now that she understands them, she loves herself. And she actually said that spirit work is actually fun. And it's so true. It's so true that once you learn who you are, who you really truly are with your light and your dark, it's actually fun to be you. And you don't want to dull that out anymore. You want to be very present and you want to work with your team and be able to grow and stuff. So it's super, super empowering and just super interesting because you brought that up in the cards and it kind of went with things that have been happening the last couple of weeks. I do have the answer to our cards, by the way.
Yeah. So Nan actually drew from the Oracle deck.
It's the shamanic deck.
Yep, the shamanic Oracle deck. And she said, okay, so what's the solution to these things that we're seeing?
Yes. It's surprising. It's the sun, our most powerful star. It says it's time to come out of your cave and savor the life-giving light of our star. The sun rekindles your passion and your creative energy. Light is calling you to shine your light and to add your lightness and humor to the seriousness around you. Think about that because there's so much seriousness, so much fear, so much chaos going on around us. It causes a lot of anxiety. But if we can get out and play and be creative and raise our vibration, and just even if you just go sit in the sun, it'll raise your vibration.
Well, and think about when the eclipse was happening during Grandma's funeral and we went outside and we experienced that eclipse. It felt different. You could feel the lack of the sun. You could feel the temperature drop almost immediately. It was so strange. The sun gives life. Without it, we're going to shrivel up and die. And there's so many people who never get outside and feel the sunshine on their face or feel how it warms your back when you turn to it. It's just amazing. You've got to get outside and experience it.
So it's the sun. Get out, be creative, live your life, be present, and things will shift.
That is an awesome solution. And it's easy.
It's easy. All of it's easy. I think being fearful and in anxiety is hard. That's the hard part. Like my client said, doing shadow work and understanding this and learning to work with spirit is fun. It's literally fun.
Shadow work is hard and it's painful at times, but you know what? The fun part is that immediate gratification going, wait a minute, I worked through this difficult situation. I recognized it. I accepted it and acknowledged it and healed it.
And now love it.
Yeah.
When you love your light and your dark, it's so powerful because you know what? Then you're unfuckable.
Yep.
Hey guys, if you have any questions that you would like us to answer, please reach out to us at info@themormonmediumpodcast.com. And we would be happy to answer any questions that you have. We'll put it on our social media pages and here on the podcast. And if you have any ghost stories, please tell them. We want to hear all about your experiences and how your ripples have touched other people.
Yep. And I will warn you, though, if you ask us a question, it might just be a bullshit answer because sometimes I just bullshit my way through life.
I'll find out what it is. And if I don't know what it is, I'll ask somebody that does.
Nan doesn't. She's an Aries.
I'm an Aries. Yeah, I
But
take it very
will.
literal. Sometimes I don't get stupid jokes, guys.
Yeah. So I sent Nan a little meme the other day, and it said that I got an email about how to read maps backwards.
I didn't get it.
And then the bottom part of it was spam.
I didn't get it. I was stuck on the first part. Like, why are you getting an email about reading maps backwards?
You know, there are people out there right now going, I don't get it either. And it's okay.
I so didn't get it. I felt stupid being like, Brad, I know you think this is funny, but I don't get it. Can you please just tell me what's so funny about this?
So explain it, Nan. Why was it funny?
Because maps spelled backwards is spam.
Yes.
He had to literally dumb it down and then I said, that's stupid. Why'd you even send that to me? But he thought it was super funny.
It's hilarious.
But I'm gonna tell you, I sent a meme to him, a little video to him that scared the shit right out of him.
Is that funny? We just talked about addictions with social media and look what we're talking about.
I know. This all happened last night. So get this, like it has a picture of a backpack and this snake is like getting into the backpack and it's slithering into the backpack and you can just see the tail. And then somebody goes over and tries to lift it up. And I'm thinking, I love snakes. So I'm like thinking, you know, what kind of snake is that? You know, whose backpack is that? Is it a kid's? Is it an adult? You know, that's what I'm thinking. And then they open it up and the snake's head comes out and bites you and scares the shit out of you. Brad's in the tub when he gets it, and he jumps and he screams and drops his phone in the tub and then yells at me. And
He's like, man, you asshole.
So I got him back for the stupid joke.
Because I do not like snakes.
He hates snakes so bad.
But they're fascinating, so you have to watch. And you're like, oh my God, why are they letting the snake go in this backpack? What is going on? Whose back? I was thinking the same thing. Whose backpack is it? And then this giant snake jumps out at you. It's terrifying. Anyway,
So
you surprised me.
I got you back for the stupid email.
Yeah, no, that's not
It
equivalent.
was dumb.
That's not equivalent.
Oh, no. Mine was funny. Yours was not funny.
We will agree to disagree.
Okay.
I love you. Thank you for teasing with me and playing. And thank you, everyone, for listening to the Mormon Medium Podcast. We sure appreciate you and all the continued support you've given us. Thank you so much. If you feel so inclined, please leave us a positive review because it really helps us to get more activity on the podcast so we can continue to give great content week after week.
Well, and also it helps us know that we're giving you content and things that you want to hear. So like I said, if you have any suggestions or things that you would like us to talk about or things you'd like us to investigate, let us know because we'd be more than happy to do that. And oh my gosh, in December, we've got some really fun podcasts coming up. We're going to go to some haunted places.
We are. We're actually going to stay at a hotel in Austin, Texas called the Driscoll, which is one of the oldest and most haunted hotels in all of Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yes. So can't wait to do a podcast from the
Driscoll Hotel. So you guys have a great week. I know that we love you. And we'll see you
on the other side of the veil.